Hello, hello. Yay, I'm so excited to be here today to speak about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. And it's about ditching the diet culture and healing. And so I'll be sharing about the most comprehensive approach to weight loss ever. Let me know while you're getting settled. Make sure you have maybe a pen and paper, a notebook, some places to take some notes. And let me know in the comments where you are tuning in from. It's always exciting to see how far this information travels to. I'm actually in Toronto right now, so let's see where you guys are. Hopefully you get the nice warm weather. So first, I would like to share that I hesitated for many years about offering any services that would address weight issues. I never wanted to be classified as a weight loss expert. My approach is very different, and I encourage healthy relationships with food, healthy relationship with our body, and that's not what the weight loss industry is about. So I never wanted to be a part of that industry, and I never wanted to be seen as an expert in that industry. I cringe whenever I think about the weight loss industry. It's a $1 billion machine, yet the number of people struggling with weight issues keeps rising. And we're seeing weight loss issues in people younger and younger. And so that alone tells us something. Weight loss culture is not working. It's not. So it's not working, but it does sell. And companies keep pushing quick fixes and miracle solutions. None of this works in the long run, but people want the easy, quick solution to their problems. And so it sells, but it doesn't go to the root of the issue. So before we dive in, I would love to hear from you. What's been your biggest struggle with weight loss? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. And yeah, that is helpful because awareness is one of the first steps in transformation. And so sometimes just voicing it, speaking it, typing it can bring some tangibility to it, and that's helpful. So, by the way, if you have questions throughout this presentation, I'm inviting you to add them in the comments and we'll get through them, I promise. For those who don't know me, I'm Joliane, a holistic health coach, energy healer, and channel of the angelic realm. And I'm all about going to the root of the issues and I'm hoping this presentation will bring a breath of fresh air. Although this might not be what you want to hear, I'm going to share the hard truths and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know this struggle personally. I've spent years fighting my weight, trying every diet, punishing my body, and still feeling like something was wrong with me. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever fallen for a quick fix or a miracle solution that promised fast results? And if so, you're not alone. And feel free to share what your experience was like. But my journey took a turn when I realized weight isn't just about food and exercise. It's emotional, energetic, and deeply connected to our subconscious. Through my own healing journey, reversing autoimmune conditions, mastering the subconscious mind, and integrating powerful energy work, I created a comprehensive system that actually works to help others too. And not through willpower or restriction, but through deep healing. So if you want to be done with dieting, if you want true freedom in your body and a healthy relationship with food without punishment and guilt, keep watching. Take some notes This might just change everything for you. To give you a little background, I grew up in a fat-obsessed, fat-shaming environment. Family, society, media, you name it. Take a moment here. take a nice deep breath. Take a moment here. And I'm inviting you to recall the first time you felt self-conscious about your weight. Was it something that someone said? Maybe even a moment criticizing yourself in the mirror? Recognizing these early influences can help us understand and get to the deeper roots. So even though I was within a healthy range back then, I was consistently told I was fat. And it hurt deeply. And there's a part of our subconscious mind that starts to believe it. And why did it hurt so much, even if I wasn't actually overweight? The truth is, my weight fluctuated. And during the ups time, the up and down, the up time, my family acted like it was the end of the world. And I internalized the idea that something was wrong with me. Because after all, they didn't have to deal with this. So I didn't know how to handle all of it at that time. So I was unconsciously suppressing out of it because that's the only thing I knew. I really wish teaching kids, by the way, about how to process their emotions. I really wish that was a standard practice because it's like the base of humanity. Anyways, fast forward, we could do a whole talk about just that. But fast forward to 19 years old, coming back to my story, I went to Australia and I spent 3 months there exploring the world before starting a career path. The trip didn't go exactly as planned, and I found myself emotionally challenged. I was alone in a foreign country, facing rejection in job applications, dealing with loneliness, and that triggered a lot of uncomfortable emotions. Long story short, I came back from Australia with 40 extra pounds in 3 months. And no, that wasn't muscle. So here, I want, if you come to your journal or even typing in a chat box, I want to take a second here to, recall, have you ever turned to food for comfort, distraction, or self-relief? What emotions were showing up when you were reaching for food, even when you were not hungry? And yes, it tastes good, that could be a reason, but there's an underlying emotion. And so in that case, I did have good reasons to try all the different foods back in Australia. So it was easy for me to justify eating everything. And sometimes the mind works in crazy ways, and we will justify the thing that we want to believe to be true. And sometimes they are true, but we're kind of using that to our advantage. So what have you told yourself to justify certain eating behaviors or even eating certain foods? And so for some people that could be, I've had a rough day. I need something that is quick and easy, and I'll just grab something to the drive-through. And, becoming more aware of these things can be really helpful in changing our reality. So when I did come back from Australia, my family was shocked when they saw me. They even made fun of me. That triggered me, and I jumped into a strict weight loss regimen straight out of a magazine, rigid dieting, early morning elliptical workouts, and zero flexibility. It was just very goal focused, and that wasn't fun. I did lose the weight though, but I never lost the feeling that something was wrong with me. So If you could go back and give your younger self some advice about body image and self-worth, what would you say? Take a second to reflect on this and write it down, share with us. Because actually, I would like to know. Let me know in the comments. What would you tell your inner child right now? Because at that point, if I could go back, I would just give her a big hug and just, hold her and be there for her. Your inner child is always listening. So that's something to be aware, because everything that comes through your mind, your thoughts, that we repeat it ourselves, it's repeating these patterns. So to come back to the weight loss experience at that age, those were great results, and I was tracking everything down, and I was really goal focused. But getting these results also contributed to a cycle of unhealthy relationship with food, because it's confirming that if I'm being restrictive, it works. But deep down, the issue hasn't been addressed, which, of course, these behaviors and this cycle of unhealthy relationship with food can lead to eating disorders. And I believe that there's a very large spectrum in the eating disorders, and there's a rainbow of different shades. And so it's not, one thing or the other, and we can experience unhealthy relationship with food without being classified as this or classified as that, or I'm saying classified, but it could be diagnosed. So yeah, it can vary in so many degrees. And so in my quest, I searched for answers, and I even attended an Overeaters Anonymous meeting, which I was too ashamed to go back to. And not only that, but that would also have been admitting that I did have an issue. And so I just ignored that, and my weight yo-yoed for years, following the ups and downs of my life, or creating them. And I was stuck in a cycle of restriction, guilt, shame, and self-judgment. Then I'd fight for my rights to pleasure and indulge in so many ways, and that just kept the unhealthy cycle going of indulgence, restriction, indulgence, restriction. I bet you know that story too. So, yeah, I did do a lot of weight loss diets, different kinds, especially when I needed to lose weight fast for special events. So what if I told you the key to weight loss has nothing to do with restriction? How would you approach your weight and health if you believed your body was working for you and not against you? I've never been an active person. I'd only do exercise when I was motivated to lose weight, and I wasn't really gentle with myself. I'd push sometimes beyond my own limits. That hasn't been helpful. I've always been a kind of all or nothing person, and that doesn't work well with unhealthy relationship with food. So when I was 23, I started doing hot yoga, but this time it was for fun. A friend invited me to join her, and at first I did politely decline, thinking it was not for me, as I am not physically flexible. But then she actually argued that it was specifically for this reason that I should give it a shot, and I did enjoy it. Yoga has created a positive impact in my life. Yes, I did become more fit and I did lose weight, but I believe it was the starting point to a better relationship with my body and reconnecting myself to my body. By the way, yoga and martial arts are great exercises that also helps to realign the chakras and therefore opening the pathways to your spiritual connections. The chakras, for those who are not familiar with this word, they're basically the body's energy centers. And it's basically invisible power hubs that when they're balanced, it keeps your mind, body, and spirit in flow and ease, which does make life easier. And so when your chakras are balanced and healthy and moving in a healthy way, because it's energy is always moving, when your chakras are balanced and aligned and healthy, the energy can go up into connecting with your higher self, where you can get divine guidance from above that you can channel with your aligned chakras. I'll be speaking more about chakras. Actually, I spoke about chakras yesterday, and you can go and check that out too. But to go back to the story, I have been doing yoga since then, and I can tell you that yoga wasn't the answer, as my weight kept fluctuating up and down. The turning point was that at age 25, I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, which is a kind of arthritis. It's very painful, by the way. And then age 26 with type 1 diabetes, which are both autoimmune conditions. Then there was also a cancer threat at age 27 when I grew a lump the size of a golf ball in my left breast. And I'll be speaking more actually about that on Monday in Healing from the Inside Out, my road to overcoming chronic pain and illness presentation. So it was all very scary, but I guess it is what I needed to get on my path as a healer. Yes, I did embody the wounded healer archetype. For those who are not familiar with that term, the wounded healer is someone who's been through deep challenges, often a lot of health issues, which make them go and do the inner work and is able to help others heal, not from a place of perfection, but from a place of experience. Yes. So I'd always known about the metaphysical connection between the body and emotions. And since all physical issues stem from emotions, we can heal the body by going to the deeper emotional levels, which means that if we created these imbalances in our bodies, we can also reverse them. So I wanted to learn everything I could on how I could heal my body. I studied health coaching, nutrition, regenerative detoxification, natural hygiene, herbalism, iridology, and I did heal myself. It was faster than I expected. Fasting was part of that. Fasting played a role in my physical healing, but it also forced me to confront the emotions that I had suppressed. Through fasting, deep healing work and energy clearing, I reversed both autoimmune conditions faster than I imagined possible. Although, please note here, I do not recommend fasting for weight loss purposes. Fasting, yes, it can reduce body weight, but it does not heal the root of the weight issues. And so that can create an unhealthy relationship with food, and again, the vicious cycles of ups and downs. So over 3 months after I healed, I visited my family again, and one traumatic experience later, my wounding got triggered again, recreating the imbalances in my body and recreating type 1 diabetes. I had worked so far, so much to heal my body and regenerate my pancreas. So that day, after the emotional trigger, my pancreas stopped working again, and I needed to take insulin injections again. That's when I truly understood healing the body is actually easy. Healing the emotional body is the real work. That's when I became on a mission to heal myself emotionally. Spoiler alert, I believe that is a lifelong journey, although it does get much easier the more we peel through the layers. You know, sometimes trauma runs deeper than we realize. It's not just about childhood conditioning or diet culture. Our relationships, especially the toxic ones, play a huge role in how we treat ourselves. I've also experienced abusive relationships, which I believe created a cycle of abuse where I unconsciously would be abusive toward myself. It took me a while to recognize this. We can't really see it when we are used to it because it's our normal. So it was just easy to beat myself up after, all the ups and downs. But unraveling this freed me so much from heartache and pain. Yes, we don't need to carry that baggage. The more you free yourself from the heaviness of the emotional baggage, the more you are naturally craving healthier foods. And the more you treat yourself like you deserve to be treated, the more you heal, the more you'll enjoy the food that makes you feel good. Weight issues is a result of compounded emotions. Negative self-talk, self-sabotaging behaviors, and an unhealthy relationship with your body is abuse towards yourself. Unhealthy relationship with food is a side effect of the inner pain. And I really wanted to heal that. I became obsessed with emotional healing. I trained extensively in hypnosis, self-hypnosis, and I wanted to learn everything about the subconscious mind. This has been life-changing for me, for my own healing, but also for my practice. Mainly because I finally learned how to process emotions properly, how to heal the inner child, and how to get to the root of any issue. And I did not stop there. I got into metaphysical hypnosis, spiritual and energy work. The more I healed myself, the more I was able to access my innate spiritual gifts. And the deeper I went, the more I understood. Weight issues aren't about food and exercise. They are symptoms of unresolved emotional pain, trauma, and energetic imbalances. And that's why diets fail. That's why discipline doesn't last. That's why people lose weight and then gain it back. Until the root of the issue is addressed, the cycle continues. So let's talk about the hidden emotional and energetic causes of weight issues. According to the metaphysical teaching of Louise Hay, if you've heard about her, she's an amazing, she's an amazing healer. She helps so many people through her lifetime, and she's become, she created a publishing company, which was completely different at the time. And since then, she created a huge legacy for healing. And in any of our books, you can see the description, the metaphysical, emotional root of any issues. And if you open up a Louise Hay book, if you look up overweight, you can see that the emotional root comes from fear, need for protection, running from emotions, insecurity, self-rejection, and seeking fulfillment. If you look up fat, you can see that the emotional root comes from oversensitivity, hidden anger, and resistance to forgiveness. And by the way, when you do look up overweight, it prompts you to look up for fat. And then I decided, why not? I looked up cellulite, and why not? You can see that the emotional root comes from stored anger and self-punishment. So this information might be new to some of you, but our body literally holds onto emotions. What emotions do you believe you are carrying inside? So I'm inviting you here to type it, share it with us. You can note it down in your notebook if that's helpful. If you're comfortable with sharing, let us know. I believe by voicing it, writing it, speaking it can be helpful in the healing and releasing it process. So just bringing this awareness can be really powerful. So I'm going to keep going, but you can share. The physical body holds emotional memory. Healing weight issues isn't about losing weight. It's about reclaiming your relationship with your body, your emotions, and yourself. It's about feeling safe, trusting yourself, and emotional freedom. You are more than just a physical body, and that's why you need to address all of it. I've developed a comprehensive program that integrates all the levels of healing. And so let's speak about these 4 layers. I regrouped them in 4 layers for true weight loss healing and for better understanding. The first layer is the mindset. This is about the conscious mind, or your mental body, if you will. And we can address this through coaching, behavior change, habit formation, creating healthy habits. And it only goes so far, but it's still important to address. The second layer is the subconscious mind, which is the emotional body. This is where we can heal the inner child, process and release suppressed emotions, trauma, and we can use hypnosis and hypnotherapy because they work great to reprogram the subconscious mind. The third layer is the superconscious mind, which is the spiritual body, essentially. This is where we can work on core wounds, soul wounds, past life healing, getting more awareness about your life purpose and the challenges that you have come here on earth to overcome, learn, and grow from. And the fourth layer is the energy body. So this is what we address with energy work. I spoke a bit earlier about the chakra body, which is the energy centers within your physical body. And so we can work on this by clearing energetic blockages, going through the energetic root cause of the issue. And yeah, so I am often being prompted to go into the chakra body whenever I'm doing energy work. So yes, here, what if instead of focusing on losing weight, we focused on gaining freedom or getting lighter in every way. How would this suggestion change your motivation and approach? So take the time to reflect on this, and you're welcome to share too, and to write in your notes too. That could be helpful. So this is really about shifting your perspective, because true freedom is having a healthy relationship with your body and having a healthy relationship with food. This is not about restriction and punishment. It's about deep holistic healing. When you address weight issues at its root level, everything naturally shifts. No more forcing, no more guilt or shame, just alignment. And then you can develop and nurture a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with your body, and finally feel good about yourself. Again, no restriction and without the punishment mentality. But here's the truth. Not everyone is ready for this. Healing at this level requires courage. It requires going beyond societal conditioning and embracing a whole new way of being. Society is putting so much pressure in these behaviors. So like I spoke about the unhealthy patterns and unhealthy things that are promoted within the weight loss industry, society has so much conditioning. And so when you are to get to that level of healing, you have to go past society, what you've learned about yourself, the behaviors you've learned. This is where you have to go and rebel against that social conditioning that you picked up on. And honestly, that is creating the issues. So to heal at that level, you have to be willing to get out of this conditioning and this social pressure and all the things that you've learned about weight loss. You have to be willing to let them go. And sometimes that's very difficult for people to do, because they want to be able to be surrounded with family and friends and coworkers that are supporting, and through I'm going to say an alternative healing journey, an alternative healing program. Sometimes we don't get that support from the people around us because they just don't understand that there are those deeper levels that needs to be addressed. And so yeah, if healing your body and emotions was a lifelong journey, but meant that you never have to diet again, would you be daring to take that path? Healing isn't instant, but real freedom on the other side of it is totally worth it. And so for those who are looking for that deeper healing, for those who want to let go of that societal conditioning, if this speaks to you, I invite you to explore the weight loss. I'm inviting you to explore the weight release healing program, where we address energy blocks, inner child, trapped emotions, habits, behavior, self-talk, relationship with food, and so much more. No more beating yourself up, no more restricting yourself. This is not a weight loss plan, it's a healing journey. And so that's why I'm saying it's completely different than what you've ever done before, and what's out there. This program is designed to help you heal what is preventing you to reach your ideal weight, because your body knows what to do. Your body knows how to heal. So no matter your body chemistry, no matter your thought patterns, no matter your schedule or obligations, or no matter what you have been through, your journey is unique, and so is the healing you'll receive. Because when it comes to weight loss and deep healing, there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all. We have to find what works for you. While it's a group program, it also includes private one-on-one healing sessions to include a more customized experience, focusing on what is right for you, what your body needs. Now that I'm combining my spiritual gifts and energy healing with all the tools and techniques that I've learned over the years, I can confidently say that I haven't seen any other comprehensive weight loss system like this one. This is the healing system, the healing program that I always needed. Weight release helps women heal at the root core of weight issues, so they never have to experience starving themselves or extremely restrictive diets, and promotes a healthy, sustainable lifestyle that leaves space for the earthly pleasures. If this conversation has resonated with you, and if you're tired of the vicious cycles and you're ready to embrace real change, I'd love to have a private conversation with you. I would love to discuss this further. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you started healing today. And if you're ready for this, let's take that first step together. I'm inviting you to schedule a call with me, and you can get straight on my calendar with the link that is in this description box below. Let's reclaim your power, your body, and your freedom. So if you have any questions, please type them in the comments. I'm here. I'm going to be going through every single one of them. I'm hoping that this information is helpful for you, and I'm there if you, again, want to discuss this further. So on this note, I wish you an amazing rest of your day, and I hope that we'll get in touch soon. Bye.